Welcome to the Retro Video Store Podcast.
Welcome everyone to the Retro Video Store Podcast. I'm your host Eric.
Hi, Eric.
That's my co-host Neil.
I'm Neil, and who is joining us once again from the wilds of Hoodaho?
Dave.
Dave, in the middle of nowhere. I really like the decor of your house. I like the old wood.
It's like 70s
paneling,
chic.
70s stuff. Yeah.
Normally, if you want to see old wood, we just look at your cam. What we're talking.
My OnlyFans, old wood.
That's pretty chill. It's pretty cozy in here.
All right. So we've had a busy week, all of us, of different things going on, and drama and other
we've had a
things
busy
going on.
week. God, it's been a busy week.
Neil, tell us about your week really quick before we jump into the podcast proper.
Okay. So I'm at work, and I get a call about 1:47, and it's my son in a very calm voice going, "Dad, I've been in an accident." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What happened? Are you okay?" And he goes, "Well, I can't drive the car. I don't know what we're going to do." And then I can hear adults in the background. And I'm like, "Who's there?" It said a police officer. So I'm like, holy shit. So I jumped in my car and I boogied on down there. Turns out, and here's a great thing, if anybody listening has an Apple iPhone, you can set up your iPhone so that when there's like a sudden jolt or stop, it will call the police. Mm-hmm. So my son is driving through an intersection. A guy pulls out in front of him on the other side of the intersection, swings around into the turn lane that would cross his lane, because this guy's going southbound, Joe's going north, and just turns right into him, saying he had a green. Well, we got dash cam footage that shows that my son was going through the intersection on the yellow and that the turn light was red. And so this guy hits my kid, and he's sitting there telling, like the policeman, like, I had a green. He's lucky I did that. He would have killed people. I had choice words to say to him. I said things to the police officer. It just knocked the crap out of my kid. Black and blue. He wears glasses when he drives. So let's say his glasses, the pieces that go from the eyes to the ears, let's say that's at a 0-degree angle. The left one was turned up at a 90.
Oh, shit.
We found the lens in the back of the Kia. So not only did it, his head slapped to the left because he was hit on the left, but then it got snapped back because the side air curtain came down. And so he stayed home from school. He was out like 4 days. Couldn't look at screens, had to put something on because lights were bothering him, trouble concentrating, super sore. I don't know how many neck rubs and back rubs I've given. So, yeah, that was my week.
So
Busy.
What if the Terran Soul dash cam people want to sponsor us? Well, we're going to give them an endorsement right now and say, hey, get the dash cam.
100%. Thank you, makers of that dash cam. We got the footage off and sent that off to the insurance. I showed it to an officer, and the officer looked at it and was like, "Oh, you're good. What that guy's doing illegal." Because even if you have a green arrow and there's somebody in the intersection, you can't turn left. That's still illegal. Even if the other person is in the wrong, which my kid wasn't, he was going through a yellow, clearing the intersection. So yeah, Terran Soul. Anybody wants to know the model number? Anybody in the Bay Area, great guy, in small business, put the thing in for $125. Let's push some business to that guy. And then just like a block away is a couple of great taquerias. Meet up with you. We'll talk about movies and have some carnitas. It'll be great.
So this is the perspective of a caring father who really, really, wants to make sure his son is fine. David, tell us a story about when you got in a car accident.
Oh, I just want to say there was a 6-hour sojourn in the ER because we wanted to make sure he wasn't bleeding inside of his head. Mm. So, but Dave's experience, is different from me showing up and yelling at everybody for not calling my kid an ambulance. Take it away, Dave.
Fuck, I wasn't even taking it. I wasn't even asked if I was okay. Yeah, there was a Pizza Hut delivery driver T-boned me, and I remember I was listening to Mariah Carey in Boys to Men, I can't remember what song, but their one big hit they had in the 90s. Oh, it's called
One Fine Day? Is it
One Big Day? One big day, one fine day,
Big
one
Day,
sweet
yeah.
day, or whatever. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I had just gotten dumped, and and so in high school, driving home all sad because I got dumped and I got T-boned by a pizza delivery driver, and then I ran down the street and used someone's phone to call for help, and I called my dad, and he's like, "What did you do? God damn it!" Starts yelling at me. I'm like, "Fuck, this guy! I didn't do anything." And then he came down, and then we got the car home, and it wasn't damaged enough, but it became damaged enough when the insurance looked at it. So let's leave it at that. I never got to miss any school. I never got asked if I was okay. I was sore, and I think I had to go to work the next day. Maybe go to work and school.
I have an accident story that involves Neil.
You always bring this up.
No, I was driving home from Catholic CCD, like our Catholic, Bible school type thing, and we had a 82 Camaro that my dad had given us. It was a pretty nice car, and I may have been driving a tad rapidly on the way home, and I pressed on the brakes, and the brakes didn't work like they should. I drove through the intersection and I got T-boned as well. And the next day I went to the hospital, and the next day I got to stay home from school, and Neil and our another friend ditched school, and we watched Roadhouse at my house the next day. So
okay. I thought you were going to bring up another story about me in a car, which I think is apocryphal.
The time you ran over some guy in front of us?
I don't think that's true. I would never have done that on purpose to someone that I did not like and absolutely couldn't stand, because I was a reasonable young man that loved life.
So today, let's get to the business here. Today we're talking about Swamp Thing from 1982.
That's not the most important thing.
What is the most important thing?
That's not the most important thing. I believe we have a message from Michael B. Send us a little email. That's the most important thing.
Yes, we have 2 listener emails today. So you want to read them, Neil?
I'm not discounting the second one, but I'm saying Michael's is a little bit more important. Mm-hmm. First off, first sentence, Happy International Bagpipe Day, Neil, which would have been March 10th of 2026. And you better freaking believe it, Michael. Those bagpipes came out and my neighbors appreciated music. But more importantly is a link to something that I already sent to Eric, was a link to an article from MovieWeb. And that is Arnold Schwarzenegger confirms long-awaited return to action fantasy franchise. And what would that action fantasy franchise be? That would be Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian. And I hope they do this right.
I was going to say Kindergarten Cop. Kindergarten Cop, any chances?
Boys have a penis. Girls have a vagina. Thanks for the tip.
Yes, that's exciting. Hopefully King Conan will be good. And the only thing that I'm worried about is that the first one was under the direction of John Milius and written by Oliver Stone.
Oh, please make
that happen. So we have a very distinct kind of style and point of view between both those men. So that is why the first one is so goddamn good, because John Milius was, notorious for kind of like that kind of hard-edged outlook on life. And Oliver Stone, of course, was as well. So that really, I think their 2 visions together brought Conan the Barbarian and the stories of Robert E. Howard together in a perfect way. That is why it's one of our favorite movies.
Emphasize perfect.
Yeah.
Emphasize perfect.
Yes, definitely.
So we got another email from Ryan Isbell. Ryan, I don't know how to pronounce it. So if you want to send a phonetic pronunciation next time, buddy, we got you. So the title is Scream 7, and Ryan says it sucks, which I could have told you without seeing it. But you know what? I appreciate you going to do this for us, buddy. There is some CGI type stuff, very reminiscent of the Sci-Fi Channel. The production budget must have gone to paying Nev Campbell and not to the CGI effects. Wait for it to stream. Don't spend money on it unless you just want to eat popcorn. And if so, get the popcorn to go. I have done this many times. We got one of those giant to-go popcorn bags you can get at our theater. It's like $12 and the thing's freaking
Pack
huge.
and pop. Heck yeah.
Oh, it's so good. And Ryan knows where it's at. Apparently this is what he does with his popcorn. The only good parts were the trailer for the new Scary Movie and a trailer for a movie called Passenger.
All right.
You know what? I love that these guys have definitive opinions.
Yeah, that's cool.
Heck yeah. Thanks, Ryan, for sending us the email. And like I said, if you send us an email, we'll read it on the air. And we appreciate all input from everybody. And, we're talking about Swamp Thing from 1982 today. And I remember loving this as a kid. Loved it. But before we do that, we're going to always do what we always do. And David, I'm really wondering, what did you watch this week?
I didn't watch anything this week. I watched some.
Did you watch college basketball at least?
Yes, I watched college basketball, and that was it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then I watched.
I knew that because the ACC tournament was this week, and Duke won. Duke's got the number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, which starts on Thursday. So I'm excited for that. But I knew you probably didn't watch anything other than basketball.
That's all I watched was college basketball. I even stayed up and watched the Lobos start at 10 o'clock and finish after midnight, lose to San Diego State by 2 points.
The Lobos got screwed, and San Diego State got screwed out of the NCAA tournament. Is Utah State the only Mountain West team in the tournament?
That's correct.
That's bullshit. Oh, sorry, Neil.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just hanging out with the people that listen overseas. We have that one listener overseas, and I was just hanging out with him, listening to what you guys were talking about because I have fucking rapt attention. Amazing.
Right. Neil, how about you? What did you watch this week?
Let's hear more about the sports ball. Well, we were all a little bit in a bad mood, not feeling so great at my house, so we decided to opt for stupidity. We wanted something stupid and fun. So, of course, you want stupid and fun, you go Jack Black or you go Adam Sandler. So we did Big Daddy.
That's a funny one.
Classic.
Funny one.
Oh, balls.
we did Nacho Libre.
Mm-hmm. Oh, classic. Yep.
Which I freaking love that movie. And we did the Minecraft movie, and we watched that twice. I kind of liked Jason Momoa, but that movie made me a fan of him.
All right.
Because he was just ridiculous and over the top. And have you seen it?
No, I have not. Andrew has seen it, but I have not seen it.
Okay, it's Jason Momoa just plays a total douchebag and has some of the dumbest fucking lines. It was fun. So yeah, we just watched stuff like that, and then we tuned into like random things. We were all just kind of like huddled up because this, our little incident was a little bit worrying.
Yeah.
So we weren't out there like smacking around on the car, which was totaled, by the way.
So was this one.
There you go. So yeah, that's what we did. So Dave, you got Starlink out there? That's how you're getting are you just doing like streaming channels or how's that working? I mean, I don't know anything about Starlink.
Yeah, I had to get a Starlink and had to learn how to set that up. But what it is, it's probably not as fast as the internet that Eric has. So we want to know what his internet was streaming this week for him.
No, I don't want to know about I don't know about his fucking internet because he's always like, I had cable when I grew up. I'm curious how you're living in the 21st century out in the middle of nowhere in Idaho with your Starlink. Tell me about how those blood emeralds helped Elon build this empire. Let's go.
I don't want to talk about that. I want to hear what Eric has to say. Neil, I can't.
Thanks, David. Thank you, gosh, I appreciate you.
All right. Well, David's dumb. He can't be back on the podcast.
What did I watch this week? I watched a lot, actually. Went to the movie theater, the Roadhouse Cinemas here in Colorado Springs, and watched Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was pretty awesome. Really good, really fun to see it on the big screen.
Sorry for fucking that up, man. I was all stressed out and had to text somebody.
Oh, no worries.
I was stressed. I'm like, I gotta fucking tell somebody. I'm so stressed out.
Yeah, I had their green chili fries.
Shut up. In the
chicken.
Theater?
Yeah, green chili fries with chicken in the theater.
Oh my
so
God.
Good. And a big old thing of popcorn and a Dr. Pepper. Then I got my A1C back and I realized I cannot eat that anymore. Or in moderation, or more moderation there. So yeah. And then I watched one thing about Roadhouse Cinemas. I don't know if anybody who works the Roadhouse Cinema listens to this. I'm betting not, based on our limited numbers, even though we're doing pretty good. Turn it up. It's too low for a movie theater. It's annoying. there was some kid some family brought their little like 3 or 4-year-old to see the movie, and the kid kept asking stuff, and I was just like, shut the fuck up. But I didn't want to do that. But eventually he fell asleep, which was nice, and you could actually hear the movie. But yeah, it was annoying.
I love when little kids are in theaters, man.
Oh yeah,
it's just the best. I love it.
I was just waiting for something traumatic to happen for him to scar him for life, like we did when when the guy's face melts off, or things like that. When scare a child and have the parents be to blame for traumatizing their child for the rest of their life. So,
like parents taking their kids out of Jurassic Park when the dinosaurs started eating people. What'd you fucking expect?
I remember when we were in Albuquerque, my wife and I went and saw Blade at the Century Rio 24. And these kids were like 5 and 6, brattiest little shits I've ever seen in my entire life. But once things started getting gory and people started blowing up and stuff like that, they started crying, and it was wonderful. It was like the best, karma I could imagine. But on the other hand,
love that scene in the movie.
The other thing I watched Goldfinger, the third James Bond movie, Goldfinger. And it is a lot of fun for the first 45 minutes, and then James Bond gets captured by Goldfinger. Goldfinger just keeps him around and doesn't kill him. It keeps, threatening to kill him, puts him in front of the laser and says, I expect you to die. But he doesn't die. And he just has James Bond just hang out and watch all this shit go down. And then James Bond, of course, takes the perfect opportunity to, stop the foil the plan.
Jill Masterson and Pussy Galore.
Yeah, Pushy. The way Connery says it with the, Pushy.
Pushy galore.
Oh, yeah, pushy galore. This, though, I do enjoy.
You're aiming that laser right at little Sean. It's not going to happen.
This is when James Bond really came into his own as far as like the gadgets. He gets the Aston Martin with the machine gun and the bullet shields and the ejector seat and all that kind of stuff. And he's starting to be his most chauvinistic. Which, some people say, oh, this is troublesome or problematic. It hasn't aged today. But like, just watch the movie. It came out in 1964. Give it a break. But he's slapping ladies on the ass, and he's, forcing himself on Pushy Galore because he's irresistible. And she, of course, gives in to his advances and stuff like that. But like, this was a completely different era. And I'm not saying that it was better then, but when you watch something like that, just understand that you're watching something from a different era. I hate all these revisionist takes about that. In fact, I've been reading a lot of Reddit movie subreddits, and there's so many entries talking about, oh, Revenge of the Nerds is problematic, or Pretty in Pink is all problematic, and all this kind of stuff. Like, grow up. Life is problematic. There's shit that happens. But anyway, that was I recommend Goldfinger just for that aesthetic. It was pretty good, and also read a lot of Swamp Thing comics during this week. I read a bunch. Yeah. All right, let's get to the Swamp Thing. This is going to be the shortest Internet Movie Database tagline of all time.
After a violent incident with a special chemical, a research scientist is turned to a swamp plant monster.
Yes. And ta-da! I don't know if you have seen the original Last House on the Left. David, have you seen it?
It's been a long time.
And Neil, have you seen it?
It has been a long time.
Yeah. The bad guy, one of the henchmen, is David Hess, and he's the curly-haired guy, and he just keeps not dying. And all I was expecting him is to do something really, really depraved, like he does in Last House on the Left. And it almost, it freaked me out during the movie, because when I saw this as a kid, I had not seen Last House on the Left yet. But I enjoyed this movie a lot as a kid. I found it to be pretty slow with a few good parts, I will say, in this movie. David, what was your first impression?
I haven't seen this in a long time. I remember as a kid watching it and I loved it, but watching it again, I was like, "Wow, this is really bad. This is just it was chaos and everybody yelling at the beginning, and then his little soldiers running around the woods with just the way they held their guns, and then also I noticed like
It looked like they were playing paintball.
yeah, and then like you said, the one guy wouldn't die. Like how many times did they capture her and she just like one punched him and would run off, and they're like, "Oh, she escaped again," like. And then I remember the suit, like kind of how you could see like how foldy, like when he would move his arms, you could tell he was wearing a suit. Yeah.
Yeah, that is. I did not notice that as a kid because I loved the movie so much. But watching it now, Dick Durock, who plays the Swamp Thing, is Jack.
Mr. Durock, who? What?
Mr. Dick Durock.
Richard Durock?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was
Dick
Richard,
Durock.
but what did you call him?
Dick Durock.
Oh, okay.
So
Sounds like something you got to get a shot for.
I got a bad place. Dick Durock. Swamp Dick. So I, in my mind as a kid, imagined Swamp Thing basically doing what the Toxic Avenger does in the Toxic Avenger, like ripping people's balls off and ripping arms off and doing all sorts of crazy shit. He does not do any of that in this movie. In this movie, what does he do?
He throws people.
Yeah, he throws people.
Yeah, his hands are always
throws people on.
He's like, just like always yelling with his hands in the air and then yeeting people through the woods.
Oh, then they're always landing on soft covered, pads and things like that,
The
or
leaves,
in the water.
all the leaves over the pads.
Yeah, in the water. So I did like the final duel at the end with the other creature. That was kind of cool, but yeah, it did not hold up very well. To me, as watching it as a 52-year-old compared to when I watched it when I was 9. When I was 9, I thought this was freaking amazing. My dad took me to go see it at the theater, me and my sister, and I thought it was awesome. Neil, when did you see this?
I went and saw this in the theater. I was already reading the comic books, and it came out, and my mom said she'd take me. And I can say I probably haven't seen this movie since the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And again, wondered what we were looking for entertainment.
Yeah, it was a kind of a low bar, especially for a supposed superhero movie. Can
we not get a good DC movie? Has the curse gone back this far?
Yes, it has, basically. Yeah. I loved the comic book. I mean, I really loved the comic book. I have the first 16 issues.
Do you have those on basic cable, or do you just have the issues?
I just have them.
Oh, okay.
I bought them from mycomicbookshop.com. If you want all your old back issues of comics, that's the place to buy them. You can find some, there's, how they're graded from fine, very good plus, and, mint and stuff like that. A very fine copy is pretty good. And you can get them for like $10, really? Or even cheaper. And
what's the name of this place?
They're what's called mycomicshop.com.
mycomicshop.com. First thing that came up.
Let me look it up here.
Yeah. About a year ago, I was in this phase where I was buying a lot of Swamp Thing, a lot of ROM, a lot of the Incredible Hulk, and just some of the stuff that I collected as a kid. 1982 was the peak year of comic books for me. I think I got more comic books that year than any other year ever. I don't know if I bugged my grandma so much to just buy me comic books, but I had a ton, and Swamp Thing was one of my favorites. So the movie came out in 1982, directed by Wes Craven, which was a way different direction for him, considering his early movies, The Hills Have Eyes, Last House on the Left, and he did this movie in 1982. It is based on the DC comic. Do you know who did the music for this movie? And you could tell, not even without looking his name up, Henry Manfredini, famous for the Friday the 13th movies, and it sounded exactly like an unused Friday the 13th soundtrack to me.
I couldn't get over the noises.
So released
letting out
on
little fertilizer pellets all the time.
Released February 19th of 1982, 91 minutes long. It was a budget of about $3 million. And this is the first time I've seen this. The film's exact box office total is somewhat unclear because of limited reporting at the time. Available records indicate the movie underperformed in theaters, though it later gained a cult following through cable and home video. And do you remember the poster for the Swamp Thing? And the Swamp Thing looks way cooler in the poster than he does in the movie. He's way more jacked, and he's holding Adrian Barbeau in his arms, and he looks cooler.
He had that cool Swamp Thing face.
Yes.
Not like someone like a burn victim and they like dunked him in food dye.
Mm-hmm. I will say something though, that burn stunt, that fire stunt, when it's a pretty good fire stunt. That was commitment by the stuntman to run that far on fire and fully, covered in it.
Yeah.
So Adrian Barbeau is Alice Cable. Louis Jourdan is Dr. Anton Arcane. That's a good villain name, Anton Arcane. If you have somebody's like, hey, this is my buddy Anton Arcane.
What did they never read a comic book? That was a Power Rangers villain. That was something that should have been a common writer. How did that translate to Arcane from the book?
Yeah.
Had they never read the book?
Yeah.
Did they never look at them? The books, the comic books.
Wes Craven had not ever seen a Swamp Thing comic before he got hired to do this.
It showed.
Yes.
Wes. Fucker.
Ray Wise plays Dr. Alec Holland, and every time I think of him as Laura Palmer's dad.
Yeah.
Laura Palmer's dad.
Yep, that's the whole time.
There's that part in Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me where the dad and Laura are like driving, and then there's something crazy going on in the car next to her, and she just starts freaking out and screaming, and he starts screaming, and it's just such a weird ass scene. And it is like, I don't know if it's intentionally funny, but it makes me laugh my ass off because how fucked up everything is. And with David Lynch, you don't know. It probably could have been a little bit of both, but it's just so bizarre. I think you can look it up on YouTube if you want to, but yeah. The interesting thing is the movie was kind of the last movie that Wes Craven did before A Nightmare on Elm Street, and he had like a 2-year gap between the movies, and he thought his career was over after directing Swamp Thing. It was kind of interesting that he had the time to mull over the Nightmare on Elm Street script and get that going and stuff. So Dick Durock, which we have already mentioned.
Mr. Who Durock?
Mr. Dick Durock. So the character debuted in 1971 in a comic called House of Secrets number 92, and it was set back in the I think mid 1800s or early 1800s, where the scientist, he gets doused with this chemical because his rival scientist wants to steal his wife, and he comes back from the swamp and haunts and kills him. So it was like a one-off comic book series. And it was kind of like a House of Secrets is like, remember Tales from the Crypt and all those other kind of horror comics where there's a moral to the story and kind of stuff like that. When I was looking back, that's pretty much what the Swamp Thing's first appearance was like. And then there was the first series that started in the 70s and then ran its course. Yes. And then it rebooted in the original series ran from 1972 to 1976, only 24 issues. And then Saga of the Swamp Thing came out right as the new movie came out. And that is where I think we all remember that, or Neil and I remember those comics pretty vividly. And one thing that really changed, this is super nerdy, I know everybody, that Alan Moore, a British writer, took over the comic on the 21st issue, and I was compelled to buy.
Boom, boy, did it improve. Oh, yeah. So good.
Ridiculous. I mean, the art is amazing. The stories are deep and scary and just so off than what
Didn't
you
we
would
both
normally
date
think.
that? Didn't we both date her in high school? Deep and Scary.
Deep and Scary, yes.
Because I remember she had dumped this dude David after a car accident.
He heard his dad is really mad.
People for the people that can't hear David nodding his head, he's nodding his head.
But I bought spent $60 and bought the first like hardback issues of like number 12 through 30, or number 21 through 30 of the Alan Moore run of Swamp Thing, and it is freaking amazing. It just really kicks off like a more sophisticated view of comics. In fact, it was one of the first comics that got rid of remember when you bought comics, it said approved by the Comics Code Authority. It was basically like the MPAA of comic books, where they would censor out all the drug use and nudity and sex and extreme violence and stuff like that. And they're like, DC was like, fuck that.
Now we get his attention.
I'm listening.
So I read the anatomy lesson run, and it is really, really good. It is basically the story of the Swamp Thing is like this eternal green character, like a green man, like a god, and he takes on the memories of Alec Holland rather than he is Alec Holland. So he just absorbed that. So he's more of like a supernatural entity with different incarnations over the years. And it just gets fucking weird, trippy, weird, but in a good way. It's, that was some shit when it first came out. I probably would not have understood it at all. After that, because I was way too young, probably 10 or 11 when they came out. But reading them now, they're really, really, really good. Yeah.
I just want to. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
David. What comics did you read? Any comics as a kid?
We didn't have any comics. I didn't get to read. Yeah, we didn't read them.
Did your dad think they were dark-sided?
I think we wanted them. We just didn't get any. Like, we just didn't have that stuff.
You didn't have action figures and you didn't have comics.
No.
That is a deprived childhood.
Yeah. No, we didn't have any of that stuff.
I lived for comics. Obviously, I was a huge nerd. I know Neil was just as big, if not bigger, comic book fan than I was.
We had to play with micro machines.
With the dude that talked really fast and did the commercials. I remember those.
I do remember you guys boxed each other out in front of your front yard.
Yeah, we set up that little boxing ring, and that was and all the neighborhood boys would come over and beat the hell out of each other.
Here's the best part. You chose to do it in the front yard. Not the back where no one can see. You're like, oh, the Innskeep boys are at it again. Fuck it. We're putting it in the front yard.
Well, because we had this like half white fence thing.
Just mom's coming home. Is this your boy? Is this your boy, mama?
We had this like half white fence thing that we used as like one of the walls, and then the house was another part of the boxing ring.
The ring?
The walls of the house, and then the fence, and then we just had to put up the two others to make the square, and that's where we'd step in and beat each other.
My first distinct memory of meeting both David and Daryl was they were boxing in the front yard when I pulled up to take their sister, Jamie, my now wife, on a date, and they were like with big boxing gloves on, beating the shit out of each other in the front yard.
It explains a lot of stuff. It really does when you get the backstory. So about the movie, there's just a line in the notes that I freaking loved. Under special effects, the low budget meant practical effects were simple, sometimes giving the creature a slightly rubbery appearance. I think you should have put slightly in italics and bold.
Yeah.
A slightly rubbery appearance.
Well, like David said, I didn't really notice it when I was young watching it, but it was super distracting. This time it was like crazy. Like you could see like David said earlier, when you lifted up his arms, you could see all the creases in the costume, and yeah. And so there are some good parts to this movie. It takes a while to get going, and the Swamp Thing is an in it near enough for my taste. You know, the whole mercenaries running around in the swamps trying to keep these agents from doing their job and stuff like that. Just it was pretty boring.
And they weren't very good at their job either.
No.
The worst group of mercenaries this dude could have hired.
Yeah, they were terrible. Just getting thrown willy-nilly here and there by the swamp thing.
Okay, can we talk about those bad guys? The one guy literally had like 3 twigs tied to his head. Like 3 twigs tied to his head. And then the one guy trying to look like Budget Rambo from the cartoon with his red headband.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a few things. Let's cover this. We had a few things that terrified us in the 80s. Okay, things we knew that would kill us. Okay, number 1, Uzis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Number two, switchblades.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, quicksand, which they mentioned.
Quicksand.
Be careful, there's quicksand. Number 3, quicksand. But number 4, poisonous pocket snakes.
Yes, when
The guy pulls a poison snake out of a pocket right next to his junk, and then fangs the dude from the lab. Just give him a little bite with that. What the fuck?
Well, and that was confusing too at the beginning. You're just like, well, who is this guy? What are they doing? You know, and then it wasn't until later, like, oh, it's one of the agents checking on Sector 3 or whatever it was that went down. And
that too, holy shit. It's like, oh, you know, you drug him out to nowhere. Like, well, yeah, we were checking on the sensor. Well, yeah, it was already pulled apart. So if it was, then how did he put the fucking thing back together? If it was busted. I love Dr. Holland, like the genius. He's looking at just the globe it's in. It looks fine to me. It looks fine. It looks great. Doesn't it look great to you? It looks great. What would we even want to open it up for? That's fine. You pull your car up. Hey, man, my car is making a weird noise. I don't hear it now. Well, the engine's off. Did I stutter? I don't hear it now. So great.
So let's talk about Adrienne Barbeau a little bit. She was in a ton of kind of movies that are aimed right up our alley in the early 80s. She was in The Fog.
Did people just not look up when they were looking at Adrienne Barbeau? I remember being completely fascinated with this woman, and I was watching through this whole movie, and she looks like somebody's auntie who smokes too much.
Yeah.
Yes.
But has an enormous rack.
Which has a great rack, yes.
I don't think anybody looked above her clavicle.
Well,
because she's like this love interest, and I'm like, what am I missing?
Well, I can only think of her in Creepshow.
Cannonball Run.
Yeah. Well, Cannonball Run specifically for the cleavage, because that was her and the girl driver that she was driving across country with her employees. Whenever they got caught by the cops, they went and zip their tops down and show their boobs and get out a ticket. But I remember her from Creepshow being the nagging wife of the guy who has the monster in the box, and then the monster in the box eating her, but also being the bitchy wife of Vanessa to Rodney Dangerfield in Back to School.
Oh, yeah.
So that paints your perception of her. Oh, she was on Maude, too, which was a terrible, terrible 70s TV show that your parents made you watch, or was on the TV as a kid. And you're like, why are we watching these people? Terrible. But she was in a relationship with John Carpenter for a while, and she's the mother of Cody Carpenter, and she was in The Fog, and Escape from New York, Cannonball Run, Swamp Thing. She was the voice of the chess computer in The Thing, Creepshow, Back to School, and Two Evil Eyes, Judge Dredd. She's been in a lot of movies with a lot of cred with the nerds.
Yep.
Yeah. She did a lot of good stuff, but I remember distinctly this one because she is in this movie. It's a PG with some side boob.
This movie?
It was more than more than side boob. It depends which release you got.
Yeah, if you were on the European release, you got full boob. But
full boob.
Yeah, she's
if you're curious, take a look at the plot in the notes.
Oh, let me look.
Yeah, so she is
Page 6 of 12.
Page 6 of 12. Oh yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Neil doing the Lord's work, always finding the naked picture of the star in this movie.
The Lord.
Praise Jesus. Whatever. Fuck it.
Doing the Lord's work. Yep.
Yeah, so she was in a lot of cool shit at the beginning of her career. So movie starts, we're talking about Alec Holland is doing some secret research on plants, and it's all super secret squirrel stuff. And the people, Anton Arcane's military people, paramilitary group, come and find it, and they want all the secrets and stuff like that. So they kill his sister. He gets doused with the chemical, which can grow plants on anything. Awesome fire stunt, runs out into the swamp and there supposedly dies, but then turns into the Swamp Thing.
What did Arcane? You may not know. You may know me, but you may not have seen me. Hear my words, but believe me later. Arcane was commenting. Go ahead.
Neil sent me a text going like he speaks in.
He always speaks in metaphor. Like a man who loves gives hostage to fortune.
Oh yes, that's the one that stuck out to me. That's
like what the fuck? It's like an ice cream cone is like a leopard in so many ways. Like, sorry, what's going on with Anton? He's getting the swamp absinthe or something.
Yeah, Louis Jordan, who is Anton Arcane, was in a lot of movies for all the way from the 50s, until the 80s up until 1992. He was in The Return of the Swamp Thing, which I remember specifically, which I never watched, that Heather Locklear was in Return of the Swamp Thing.
The poster was all you needed to put me off of that. The Swamp Thing's holding her, and she's got like a slapstick look on her face. So I did get it. What was it? It was in my head. Okay, you've heard of me, but never seen me. Let me introduce myself.
Mm-hmm.
Anton Arcane.
Louis Jordan was in Octopussy, the James Bond movie with Roger Moore. Octopussy.
Yeah, I've got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing. The name does it. It's all alone. It doesn't need help. What was the fucking pitch behind that? It's a James Bond movie. How horny is James this movie? James is pretty fucking horny. Octopussy? I don't know. Like there's 8 of them coming at him all. Like, how does that work?
It wasn't until later when I was a kid, Octopussy came out in 83, so I was 10. So I was pretty dull. I didn't really get I was like, does this have an octopus in it? But it was like 8 vaginas.
My mom and dad would always go to these movies, the James Bond movies, because I remember seeing this Moonraker. I remember seeing all these James Bond movies in the theater.
My dad was a big James Bond fan. He loved Live and Let Die, The Man with the Golden Gun, Moonraker, and which was the other? There's another. Oh, For Your Eyes Only. He enjoyed him some Roger Moore, James Bond.
Roger Moore, just like the least athletic person.
Yeah. A View to a Kill was
scenes where they show him running in loafers, and it looks like oh man, forget about it.
Yeah, Sean Connery looked athletic. He looked like he had does some he has a physicality to him. Sean Connery looks like he could like take a punch and give a punch. And
Daniel Craig, man, Daniel Craig.
Yeah, he was. I think it's definitely for us probably. Well, I think in total probably the best James Bond. For me, Skyfall is number 1 James Bond movie.
Yeah, that was a badass movie.
Yeah, fucking badass.
It was
really,
so
really good. So, Swamp Thing pops in and out, saving Adrienne Barbeau's character several times.
Like a freaking like the end credits of Benny Hill and Her in the Swamp. She runs over this way. The bad guys chase her. Goes into the water. Runs over this way. She peeks behind a tree. 3 trees back. The bad guys are that, and they like look confused and they start switching trees. I did not remember how little went on in the whole fucking movie until I watched it.
That's the worst thing about the movie is there
destroyed my childhood.
Very little plot. Yeah, it's just they want to get the books of his research, and they finally the bad guy's like, "Hey, let's capture the Swamp Thing so we can figure what turns him into the Swamp Thing," and that's it. But as a kid, I did want to break open a bunch of those the little things for Halloween, like the
glow sticks.
Glow sticks, yes, and make myself
your own potion.
A cup of Alec Holland juice. Did you ever see that trend on YouTube where kids were putting those glow sticks in a microwave?
No.
And exploding and getting hot glow stick juice on themselves. Yeah.
Sounds like a euphemism to me. Sounds like an Epstein file shit. Yeah, it just, okay. Alec smart. Alec make serum go boom. Alec go boom. Alec protect woman. Alec get even. Woman go. Alec stay. Done.
Well, and you expect him to kill the henchman, and he eventually does one. He takes the David Hess, the red headbanded guy, and like pulls him on the hair and squashes his head.
Yeah, but just one.
Mm-hmm. And the other goofball henchman gets turned into a little pig monster or a little wolf guy that after he takes the serum. And he
the actor that played him full sized has played weird ass henchmen in so many films.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because every time he would smile and give that look, I'm like, God, I've seen him in so many things. And he always plays kind of the same weird, smarmy guy.
His name is Nicholas Worth, and he has been in a lot of movies. Swamp Thing, City Heat, Doing Time, The Ladies Club, No Way Out, Hell Comes to Frogtown, Action Jackson, The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad, Darkman, Best of the Best 2. I think I remember him in The Naked Gun. I'm not sure specifically what he does, but if I close my eyes, I can see that. But yeah, has been in a lot of different movies. He was also in Star Trek Voyager and stuff. Shit, he was in Scream, Blackula Scream back in 1973.
Hell yes.
All right. But yeah, he definitely was your go-to hench guy. We need a hench guy. Grab him. So one thing that I did, when Anton Arcane drinks the potion and he turns into this, it looks like he's covered in burnt pizza cheese. That's what it looked like to me. Like when you put in like a Totino's in the oven and then you let it sit too long, where the cheese gets melted to the pan. That's what the stuff that he was covered with looked like to me. And he eventually busts out of it, and he's like a pig kind of guy. Kind of like a boar, weird, piggy looking thing.
Yeah, what was Arcane supposed to, honestly, what was he supposed to be? That was so weird. Okay, it releases, it emphasizes what you are on the inside. Something that needs to fight a Megazord?
Yeah, it looked
I was waiting
really
for
weird.
Rita Repulsa to come up.
After 100 years, I'm free, or whatever she says.
Yeah. Growl and throw her staff down, and he goes up, and then the Dragon Zord and the Pink Ranger. Who cares? It was just the Pink Ranger.
This is like digression. Shout out to the Pink Ranger, first of all.
Amy Jo Johnson holding it down, original OG.
Yes, but I always thought that Goldar, the henchman of Rita, would have been a badass if he had given it a chance to do something,
Well, it just made him sound dumb.
I know.
Rita,
what are we going to do?
It's so bad.
Yeah. David, were you a Power Rangers fan?
No,
Not at all?
no.
David, you were deprived.
I didn't even watch the Power Rangers until you started dating Jamie.
Yeah, man. That was, I used to work midnights.
Till Eric found the Pink Ranger.
Yeah. I used to work midnights. I'd wake up about 4. Pokemon would be on first, so I'd watch a little bit of Pokemon, kind of days halfway through Pokemon, and then the Power Rangers would come on. And I would always watch the Power Rangers. Just because I love that sort of a tokusatsu action, henshin or whatever it's called, with the arm, the changing superhero. And then I would watch those, and of course, Pink Ranger was the highlight of it. So we're heading down the home stretch. The Swamp Thing fights Anton Arcane's bad guy, and when he slices him, what comes out of him? Neil, what did you think it looked like?
Looked like someone had just left on the icy machine at 7-Eleven.
It looked like baby poop to me.
What the fuck did you feed your kid?
Frothy yellow mustard colored baby poop.
It looked like someone overflowed the slushy machine.
Yeah, it was so funny. I'm like, ew, what the hell's going on? David, what did you think of the last part of the movie?
My favorite part is when the big guy drank the stuff and then turned into like the little midget wolf thing, and then then they somehow they put Adrian Barbeau in that dress, which nobody's complaining about. But then they jump through the little water. Then the last water fight was just horrible. The choreography is like it was bad. It was really bad.
And that's thing that I think where you can really see the budget. They had no budget. Is the fight between your hero and the antagonist was terrible. Swinging that sword like they don't know what the fuck they're doing. There's no tension in it. Adrian Barbeau gets stabbed in the boob, and then the Swamp Thing takes a piece of his foliage and puts it on her boob, and she's healed. Oh, we didn't even talk about the little guy who worked at the store. That was kind of like the sidekick, Jude. He was there.
The comic relief.
Yes. I like that one part where the mercenaries are like shooting at her, and then Adrian Barbeau's character is in the store with Jude, and he's like, "Do you have a gun?" He's like, "What kind of place do you think this is?" Of course, we got a gun. That part was funny. That was amusing to me.
Blew up on the first shot. Okay, but so what was supposed to be inside Arcane that he turned into a wild lizard pig with a mohawk?
I don't know. Just something evil, I guess, or something not. Just
this seems like a question best solved by AI right now.
Yes, we should ask that. The let's see. We're gonna chat GTP.
Oh, I was gonna chat GPT it too.
What was Anton Arcane turn?
What do you guys chat GPT-ing?
It says, what was Anton Arcane turned to in Swamp Thing movie?
Yeah, I thought it was
transformation at the end of the movie after injecting himself with a biorestorative formula. Instead of become a plant monster like Swamp Thing, Arcane mutates into a large, hairy, pig-like monster. Why does this happen? Early in the film, Holland explains that the formula amplifies the dominant traits of the organism using it. Arcane is greedy, brutal, power-hungry man becomes an animalistic creature reflecting his baser instincts.
Yes. Arcane's beast-like form reflects several inner traits: greed and ambition, moral corruption, and hubris. What wanton hubris is this? Arcane's transformation reflects, inner greed, cruelty, and lust for power, and amplifies into a monstrous physical form. Well, duh, but it doesn't say why it chose the lizard pig.
Yeah, that's just bad creature design. It looks really bad. If you haven't seen it, people, it is not good.
It's ungood. It's far from good. It's ungood.
And this is sometimes why we go back and look at these movies that you remember fondly as a kid, and you see them now and you're like, holy shit, this is not good at all. Like this one. But then you go back and watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and it's still pretty awesome. So, it's sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. But this one was bad. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was still good.
Yep.
That
goddamn classic
stands the test of time.
It was the memories, though, man. Going to see this thing with my mom.
Yeah.
And then she was always listening to classic music, and Wild Thing came on the radio, and my mom started singing it and changed it to Swamp Thing. Real distinct memory. I remember that.
That's cute. Swamp Thing.
Because she'd got me to go popcorn. So we're driving down and literally got like a glass bottle of Coke, probably no seatbelt, and just zipping on down the road after seeing it. Kind of awesome.
Yeah,
I remember seeing this, I think, at the Tota. Go ahead, David.
I have no memories like that as a kid.
You don't have your dad never sang while driving?
No. I remember one time we were driving and somebody was riding his ass, so he started to let him pass. This is just down the street from the house, and he started swerving and then pulled out, like they stopped, and he pulled out a hammer and was threatening to get out and hit him with a hammer, and Dale and I were like little in the car, like threatening to hit some high school kids with a hammer. We were like, what the fuck? Like, we were little.
Your dad is so funny. David's dad is a one-of-a-kind person, a very unique character. I love him. He's been a great father-in-law to me for for a quarter of a century that Jamie and I have been married. And he has softened a little bit as he's got older, but yeah, he's different.
Yeah.
So I have mapped out for the next month. So next week is the original Avengers movie with the big Marvel movie, the Avengers, on March 28th. Then we're going to do a little bit of martial arts in April with Time Cop and Neil's favorite, Out for Justice, on April 11th.
Fuck.
But on April 18th, though, we're going to go back and give another look at Lone Wolf McQuade.
Oh, because never forget an asshole.
Sometimes it's fun to go back to one of our earlier episodes and revisit them, especially some of those core movies that really define what this podcast is about, like we have done.
Take out his wife, you can hurt his daughter, but you fuck with his dog and you are dead.
Yes.
Lone Wolf McQuade.
And after that, we're going to try to do Fist of Legend with Jet Li, one of the greatest kung fu movies of that time. So that's on the agenda. Avengers next week. If you want to send us an email, rvspodcast222@gmail.com. We'll read it on the air. We'll take suggestions. We love your movie reviews. If you've seen the new Scream movie, I'm interested in that new movie where it's basically all about sound. It's like a scary movie, but it's I can't remember. It's like Turnaround or something. I can't remember the name of the movie. I'm hearing mixed reviews on it. So I'd be interested to hear your reviews of that, listeners, and any other movie that you've seen that is either good or bad in the theater. Other than that, yeah, we're moving right along. We appreciate everybody who has listened, and our numbers are good, man. We're cruising. Even after our seventh season.
We've been doing this shit for 7 years now.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Well, I mean, if you total all yours together, Dave, you've probably been here for about half a year.
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah, we started in July of 2020. So it's kind of broken up.
And it feels weird when we take breaks. I'm like, what movie should I be watching? What should I be watching? I can pick anything because we're not so bizarre.
Yeah.
Not for me, man.
It does.
We don't. Not for me. Sorry, Eric. But when we take breaks, it's like back to normal. I just don't watch anything. So
it's the same as it was before.
Same as it was. There's half the time you guys tell me what I'm watching and I can't remember. I have to go back through the fucking group chat that you idiots have and find out what we're watching.
Or you just watch the movie while we're talking about it.
Or while we're, yeah, that's the other one. I've been trying to send some of the more interesting clips that I send to Eric. I've been putting a couple into the group chat because I want you to feel left out. So I'm thinking instead of just giving these to Eric, I'm going to put them in the group chat so you can enjoy them too.
Okay.
They're these two super awkward and unaware sisters who do skits, and they're gold. It's the one I accidentally sent to your wife.
Yeah, Neil loves cringe on his Instagram reels and sends them to me.
Love the lack of self-awareness. Or that one woman who's got the lazy eye who has the rap song. And that's the only thing she's ever done. Party all the time. Oh my God, it's so great. And she's constantly defending it. People are talking shit. Or the old guy who with the big mustache and the mullet who has this weird dance moves, who does karaoke that can't sing on time or in key. I fucking love that guy. It's so
the weird
mad.
guy at the piano was singing about a love song that was really creepy the other day. I can't remember specifically. It was definitely bizarre.
Oh no, he's got great stuff too.
Yeah,
he's got great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What about the dude with the bell bottoms dancing? The guy who's got the moose knuckle and he's just doing his little dance out in the middle of some like in the country somewhere in some Asian country. Beautiful. God, I love him.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope you have a good week.
I hope everybody has a good week too. Go read some comic books. Catch up on David's poor lonely childhood. Did you just shit? What was that noise?
I just popped. I just sat up and popped my back.
Oh, okay. I thought you made a dookie. What are you going to say, Dave?
I enjoyed watching this movie again. I'll probably never watch it again, but it's good to go down memory lane and realize that this was not as cool as I thought it was a long time ago.
Yeah. Definitely.
Have a good week, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Retro Video Store Podcast.